Hey, I'm glad you joined me today because we're going to be talking about a very serious, tragic event that most of us by this point have heard of it. It is the very tragic case of Miss Sonya Massey out of Sangamon County, Illinois. She was neutralized at the hands of a what I call a rogue deputy, a sheriff's deputy whose name is Sean Grayson. That's Seangrayson. We're going to talk about that. Today, I'm just going to show you a video. I believe this is going to be three parts because this is part one. And the reason why I say three parts, there's a video that I'm going to show you today, which many of you have already seen. And the reason why I'm sharing the video with some of you that who may not have seen it, but because what we do here on Crime Think Tank, we use our critical thinking skills to go ahead and decipher, also discern, and also we go ahead and unpack, what we see and what we hear. And we use that insight to go ahead and have a great discourse and dialogue in the comments. So please, because this is a new channel, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell for new insights, new videos. And I want to first also give my condolences to this family that's hurting right now. Um, I can't imagine this happening to me, and many of us cannot imagine. So we pretty much have a great estimation of how they are trying to wrap their head around this very deadly and this situation. It was senseless. It should not have happened. But I also want us to please take into account, because here on Crime Think Tank, we're not biased and we are definitely not impartial. We call an ace and a spade a spade. Look, we are not here to talk about defunding the police because that doesn't make sense. It's not logical. It's not rational. We need the policing agencies to serve and protect. We do have to acknowledge, are there some rogue, professional, dangerous hiring that they're doing? Absolutely. Every officer is not deviant. Every officer is not blatantly racist or anything like that. And oftentimes it does not just focus on race. Oftentimes it's not that. Oftentimes it's because that person's personality, their psyche, their inability to operate within the interpersonal skills mindset, as well as the interpersonal skills mindset. They may not have, they may have poor impulse control, which to me is what my assessment is in this situation. They don't have clear conflict resolution. They don't know how to de-escalate, and instead they escalate, which is what we saw today. But remember, there are great officers that come to work every day and they go hard for the people that they serve in their communities. And even in the community, there are wonderful citizens. There are law-abiding citizens in these communities that do their job. They are a core unit in their neighborhoods, and they look to protect their fellow citizens as well as to cooperate with their policing agencies like Crime Watch and different things like that. But make no mistake about it, there are tyrants. There are tyrannical, rogue individuals in our communities, and it doesn't matter I'm talking about the Black and brown community. Yes, it's in the other neighborhoods, but I'm talking about the Black and brown communities. There are tyrants. There are unlawful, deviant individuals in our communities that are destroying our communities. They have no desire to be lawful. They go to bed to be unlawful, and they rise up in the morning to be unlawful and to steal and to kill and to destroy. So we must keep that in mind. That's why I say here we are unbiased. We are impartial. We tell the truth. We call an ace and a spade. So if the policing agency comes out and individual in the community. They refuse to abide by the verbal commands that are being given. And if they find them stealing, committing, rape, murder and all these type of things, then yes, it may end up where they are unfortunately neutralized. However, I believe that the majority of the policing agencies and their policemen, deputies, whatever area of law enforcement you're in, that is not their goal. Okay, so I want you to get into the comments, share with me what you see. Do you see the body language? What do you hear? Do you see any character flaws? Do you see anything supernatural? Because I believe that there is a component of that. And some of you will understand what I'm saying, and some of you will not. That there is a supernatural occurrence that happened in this interaction. But it is absolutely senseless for Miss Massey to have lost her life. There were other measures to take. There were other measures like taser and like pepper spray. Also, but most importantly, to use your ability to communicate effectively or get on the line, call someone, another deputy who is trained in mental health services. They are needed. And the reason why I can speak on this is because I was a ex-offender case manager. I worked in the jail for the males and the females. I also worked in the jail as a juvenile justice correction officer. And I also have a degree in criminal justice. So, and I've worked at a actual, adult prison as a correction officer. So I understand this completely. There are individuals, you're going to have to speak to them differently. You're going to have to know how to read the room. And if you can't read the room, if you don't have empathy, sympathy, if you don't have interpersonal skills training, if you don't have emotional intelligence, if you don't know how to de-escalate, this might not be the position for you. So let's go ahead and get into this.
What's all this? So what'd you hear?
Somebody outside my house.
Illinois State Police released body cam footage showing the final moments of Sonya Massey's life, the Springfield area woman who was fatally shot by one of the responding deputies to a 911 call she made. Massey called 911 because she thought an intruder was in her home, according to the lawyer representing her family.
We checked your yard, we walked around the whole block, we didn't see anybody.
Sangamon County Sheriff's Deputy Sean Grayson and another deputy responded to the call around 12:50 a.m., authorities said. The deputies searched the property and found no intruder. The deputies then asked Massey to check on a pot of boiling water on the stove.
Check on her. We don't need a fire while we're here.
Right. Where you going?
Okay, I want to just address this one thing here. They already knew that Miss Massey had mental health issues, because they kind of went past the initial beginning of this interaction, and she came to the door, and it seemed like she had asked who was it, and Deputy Grayson said, the one that you called. And to me right there, and then when he said that, when you saw the body cam footage of the other officer, because at this time, Deputy Grayson, he did not have his body camera activated. So when he said that, he had his hand actually on his firearm. Now, of course, I'm not sure with their sheriff department if that's appropriate to have your hand on your firearm when you're just having an initial conversation. So allegedly that might be proper or improper. I don't know what their standard operating procedures are. But I also want to share that this interaction, according to the constitutional standards in all 50 states, according to, I believe the statute is Graham, the case is Graham and Connor, it has deemed that any deadly use of force, it must be objectively reasonable. And it was not deemed objectively reasonable because there were other things that Deputy Grayson should have and could have employed. He could have he could have used his taser. He could have used pepper spray, and most importantly, he could have used his ability to communicate, his emotional intelligence skills, knowing how to read the room, because again, you're encountering a person with mental health issues. They could say something at any point. And so obviously to me, it seems like he already had an attitude at the time when he walked up to the door. So let's continue.
Away from your hot steaming water.
Away from my hot steaming water?
Yeah.
Oh, I rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
I
Rebuke you in the name of
You better God, I swear to God, I'll you straight in your face.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Drop the pot! Drop the pot!
I'm gonna go get my.
No, headshot, dude. She's done. You can go get it, but that's a headshot. God damn it.
God.
Dude, I'm not taking boiling water to the head. Hey, look, it came right to our feet, too.
Grayson has been indicted on 3 counts of first-degree murder and a count each of aggravated battery with a firearm and official misconduct. The sheriff's department has fired Grayson. At his arraignment, Grayson entered a not guilty plea and was denied pretrial release, according to court records. CNN reached out Saturday to Grayson's attorney, who declined to comment.
Okay, so there you have it. Of course, I know it was quick. Again, we're gonna do part 2 and possibly part 3 on this, because part 2, I want to go over the actual transcript that I have so that we know exactly what the verbal exchange was and we can hear it, and then we're going to respond based on that. Thank you all for clicking on this video today. Take care.